And I'm the rookie chair. We're ready to go there, Mark?
We are ready to go.
Okay, I will call the meeting to order for the Public Works Committee on Tuesday, May 6th, 2025 at 6:01. And we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Statements of public notice. The agenda for tonight's meeting is posted here at the town hall. It's also on our website. And for a roll call, we have Jeff Carlson, Les Weber, and Mark Simpson are here. Both Doug and Chris Marshall are not able to attend. So I'll take a motion to adopt the agenda, please. Jump in, bud.
Would you make that motion, please?
I'll make a motion. Last month.
No. This is for the current agenda.
Oh, okay. Good for an agenda.
I will second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. I'll take a motion to adopt and approve the prior minute meetings from 4/8 that you have in front of you.
Were you here for that meeting?
Pardon?
You were here last month?
Yeah.
Okay, would you make that motion?
To accept last month.
Yes.
I saw motion to accept last month's agenda. Minutes.
Would you second that?
I can second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Just for our audience sake, because I'm the secretary. I don't make those motions. Kind of a conflict of interest there.
Yeah, and we're also running thin, and Les is relatively new to the committee, so he's gonna be getting more involved in terms of making motions and yeah, you know, the proper function of running a meeting, and I am definitely new at it, so bear with us. We've moved public comment up, so if there's any public comment, now is the opportunity for any subjects that are not on the agenda. Okay, we'll move on to the business of the evening. 2025 road projects. We'll have Lee take it away.
Wait,
Oh, excuse me.
you wanted to change the order for our interviews. We're in,
Well, I thought I would do that. You want me to do that now?
that is supposed to be done at adoption of the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I make a motion to move item number 11, the consideration and go ahead.
Technically, Les has to rescind his motion.
Okay,
you can
let's
make
do
that
it. No, that's fine.
You have to rescind your motion to adopt the agenda.
I so rescind the motion to rescind the adoption of the agenda.
Okay,
Seconded. All in favor?
aye.
Aye. The adoption of the agenda has been suspended. I'm going to make a motion to move item number 11, consideration and interview of Public Work Committee new alternate members, up to right after number 4. I need a second on that, please. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So we're moving that up. You want to make I'll take a motion to adopt the current agenda with the modification, please. You need me to second that? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Moving,
The adoption.
because I'm a slow writer,
Mm-hmm.
you're moving number 11 up to after number 4.
Correct. Okay, we'll go ahead.
And just an item of note in here, when we do that, it does not change the order for the item numbers in the minutes or in the agenda,
Okay,
just so everybody's aware.
okay.
Still considered item 11.
It's
but
still considered item 11. We may do it early, but it's still item 11.
Okay, good. Thanks for keeping us right on track. On to the business of the evening. Item number 1, the 2025 road projects, and we'll let you loose now, Lee. That we've got this straightened out.
All right, good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. The first item there is 144th Avenue. That road, we took a look at it again yet today, and it has weathered the winter very well, very solid, and will be ready for paving as soon as the developer gets that in order.
Okay.
So no issues with that road. So we're very pleased how that turned out over the winter.
And is that Allied doing that work? Or is this somebody finishing up from?
No,
the
this is a
bits from last-
development. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is probably Monarch paving, I'm guessing,
Oh, okay,
that would end up paving that road.
okay.
I just have to look up, make sure that that's the paving contractor for that development.
Yeah,
But
I was just curious.
typically it's Monarch in this town.
Okay,
Secondly, the 2025 road maintenance project. Again, that doesn't start until after July 4th. So we're in the process. I need to circle back with the attorney as to where the contracts are with that. It's quite possible they're in his court. But basically that's where we're at, and we're on a holding pattern until July.
okay. Any questions, guys? No? You know, Lee, I don't know that you need to stay, but let's talk about item number 2.1.1 now. I'm a little taken aback because that is not, again, on the town agenda, on the town board agenda for Thursday that I'm aware of. Unless I missed something, that was supposed to be put over to the town board for discussion. When Chris Marshall called me today and told me he wasn't going to be able to attend, he didn't mention anything about not getting it on the agenda. So I really don't know where to go with this from at this point. Anybody has any ideas?
I think we just need to make a motion that we do this project in coordination with the town of Hudson. And that, or we recommend that the town board pursue this project in coordination with the town of Hudson.
And I think that was talked about, that in that order.
For whatever reason, it
It
didn't get to
didn't.
the town board, so it,
Well, I'm wondering why it didn't get to the town board, because I know we talked about this.
yeah.
It's frustrating. And just so everybody here understands, Scott Road is going to have a major redo. I guess we don't know at this point whether it's a full reconstruct or a mill and overlay. We don't know that. And we've got the last 1,200 feet of that road, and we thought it would be in the best interest of the town and of everybody in the neighborhood to collaborate with Hudson and get our portion of the road done while everybody's out there working. terms of being done efficiently and it's been talked about since January and still hasn't come before the board. So
Oh, okay, the reason I put this in here is because it's on the agenda and now I can take and forward it to the board again. Because it's been officially on our agenda. It's just a reminder to the town board, I guess. Because, yeah, there is a motion in here. So, this is going to be a reminder forward to the town board.
well, I would think it would need to get on the agenda for Thursday based on the time of year we're at. If it gets laid off for another month, then that project's gonna be, it might be well on its way and too late for us to collaborate with them.
Yeah.
My thought, I don't know. Does that make sense, Lee, in terms of? timing?
Yes, I don't know the status of the project. I think, committee member Marshall was gonna follow up with the town on that.
Yeah.
And my only comment, as you all know, if we want to get this on the agenda for Thursday, it probably has to get on tomorrow morning. Within the 24-hour.
Tomorrow.
Do we need to make a motion or anything to get that done? I think that motion's already been made. Do you want me to make a motion?
I will make a motion that we send this to the town, as a reminder. That it's a previously passed motion.
And that it needs to be included in on Thursday's meeting.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion's passed.
My only other comment on that is it might be helpful to talk with Hudson before the meeting and find out whether or not the window of opportunity is still open.
I will call Teresa. Put a note on here to call her.
Do you know the person in Hudson to
I do
talk
not.
to? Yeah, neither do I.
I do not.
I think
Yeah.
I think if we get it to the town board, they're either gonna move
Yeah.
on it or they're not, and that's.
The good part is that Teresa already had time for the town.
Okay.
So she has a direct. kind of
She might
direct
have,
line.
yeah, she might have the skinny on it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion, Lee. That's all we have, unless you want to add anything to the meeting.
My only comment for the rest of the items is number 7. I have no issues with it. I don't know if you'd need me to be there for 7 or not. It's no issue for me, so,
No.
okay.
Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think we need to spend any more time here unless you want to. That's fine.
I will let you all do your thing.
Thanks. Good to see you again. All right.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, number 3, damage to roads. I've got 2 small items. There's that I've been working on. That are not on the agenda here, but just a note, there's some damage that was done up on Fox Ridge to the shoulder and the ditch area when they laid in the electric and the gas. I thought it was, because it was sitting out in front of an electrical box, my first assumption was it was St. Croix Electric. There's a lot of disturbed soil in there and the part of the shoulder was missing and gouged out. So I called St. Croix Electric and within a couple of days they had that flagged. And then they went out and inspected it and the gentleman called me back and this was all within a week. Whoever's in charge over at St. Croix Electric, and he said, we looked at that. That's not us. That's the gas company. And I went, oh, and then I went back and looked at it and I go, well, that makes sense because you can see the yellow flags from the gas coming in and it was obvious it was the gas company. So I called Midwest up in Somerset and let them know that. And right now, nothing's, it's still sitting there damaged, so I'm gonna give them another rest of the week before I call them back again. And then there's a spot on 27th Street that we noticed, a little construction damage on the edge of the road. There's some pavement missing, a good chunk of pavement missing, and the shoulder was damaged. Um, we did give that to, why am I having a building inspector?
Oh. Yeah,
Terrible.
or the building inspector.
Zoning.
Zoning.
So when there's a chunk missing from the road, do they just come in and cold patch that then, or?
Well, the whoever was, on the property doing the work for the owners, it was,
They're responsible
yeah,
to get it patched properly.
yeah.
So you did notify him?
Yep, but I don't see that the complete repair has been done, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's move on to 3.1, discuss results of the road inspections. The only thing that I have a comment on, I mean, I think that process went well where we split up into two teams. But we managed to miss some guardrail damage on River Road because I think we were heading to meet with you guys and it just got missed. So,
Well, I'll let you know, it's a constant spot,
yeah, that's what Teresa says.
Rolling Hills and River Road.
Hmm.
And people come down Rolling Hills Trail in the winter. The sun is low, there's trees on the other side, so at the stop sign, it's always icy. People come in too fast. River Road right there is always icy, so people go through it. This is probably the third time in 10 years that they have patched that guardrail.
Okay. By the way, if you guys have any questions while this is going on, feel free to ask.
Lots of
Right. So I did see the county trucks when we have guardrail damage in this town, the county repairs those for us because they've got the tools and the equipment to do it. So that's all been done.
Actually, a couple posts damaged and the rail itself.
I drove by it after Teresa mentioned it to me and we were trying to figure out how we missed it and that's neither here nor there. She went ahead and got a hold of the county, but it looked like maybe a section about as wide as this table here had been pushed in, hit by a vehicle and pushed in. Maybe pushed in about that much. So it was significant. It was obvious.
I had talked to her, they also replaced a couple sections on 60th Street near my house. Where Schmitz keep hitting it with the wing plow
Oh.
and over time it flattens it out.
Okay.
So it starts. Because they're trying to clear, and I think what we probably need to do at some point is just put some markers up. I'm working on a way to get some cheap markers we can put up there.
Like
Yeah.
reflector markers or something?
You mean like if it ever snows again?
Actually, what I'm looking for is some yellow plastic gas line. Cut up some sections about 3 feet long. Lag them or screw them to some of the posts in the curve so they see that when they're coming along. I think the snow is just high enough at some points, and with the wing, they can't tell how close they are to that. We could go out and buy the fancy fiberglass reflectors. But
Yeah.
that's gonna cost money.
And people steal them.
Okay, so I mean, I'm working on a free or almost free fix for that.
Damage on a bunch of roads and discovered by the inspection. Do every year, so like a hotline or call to see damage to like rails or roads or anything.
Oh, we're not that organized.
Well, what we did this year is we split up into two teams and we covered the whole town that way. And we literally just drive slowly. We got a driver and somebody's making notes and we just, you know, if you need to, you hop out of the truck and maybe look a little more extensively at it. All of that information is compiled and given to Teresa. And then Teresa starts putting the work orders out to either Tuma or Schmidt. They're the local contractors that handle most of our work. I think Schmidt does your road. Any of the heavier stuff gets contracted out to whatever, you know, like the guardrails go to the county. The tree work goes out to tree services. And whatnot. So, and certainly, I don't know, I guess we don't have a lot of damage and we don't get a lot of reports from citizens, but you know, that's one thing can certainly be done. But I think moving forward, now next year, I thought this process of splitting up into two teams and getting more getting more committee members involved in the actual spring road inspection is a really good idea. And, gets us all a little bit more involved and gets you out to see parts of the town you probably have never seen before. That's how it worked for me anyway. So it was good for me to get out there.
Nice you got out there, it's gonna be seen.
Yeah, except for that guardrail on River Road, but
Things we should be looking for is overhanging trees. You know, and the more people that you get out there, the more eyes, the more things you'll notice.
yeah, or even a dead tree that's threatening the roadway. I mean, that's something, you know, we pay close attention to too. We wouldn't necessarily wait for it to fall. Okay, anything else on road damage, guys? We'll move on to number 4. I'm gonna make so the number 4 motion from January Public Works to forward to the town board. This is already on the town board agenda, so I'm gonna make a motion to dismiss item number 4.
No. By the way, I'm the secretary. I keep him in line.
Yeah, no,
In
that's
line.
fine. Why?
This has to be officially forwarded to the town board. I know it's on their thing, but it needs to be, since we originated, it needs to be officially forwarded in our minutes.
I thought we did that last month. And that's why it's on the agenda.
It came up, it's another thing that never got officially forwarded. I looked back at it,
Okay,
and if it happens twice, it's not. a
so
big
this
deal.
is just, this is just a formality you're talking about then,
Yeah,
right?
formality. And the reason it's on the town board agenda is because I talked to Teresa.
I see. Okay, so I'll make a motion to forward the motion by Marshall and Carlson to make the speed limit 25 on Main Street in downtown Holton from the roundabout through Holton around the curve to approximately Pine Tree Lane. Again, noting that it is already on the town board agenda for this Thursday. So this is a formality.
I will second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Okay, we'll move up to number 11. We've had some quick changes in the Public Works Committee and some movement, and we are in need of 2 alternates. 2 of the folks joined the board, and so it's important. I mean, tonight is a perfect example of why we need alternates.
I was trying to keep track of that, but because Rick is gone,
Yep.
Les got bumped
Les is
From number,
officially,
from number 2 up to,
yeah,
well, no, Rick was alternate 1,
yes.
so that bumps Les up to alternate 1.
Mm-mm. No, because Dan Gavin was, Dan was alternate too. So we don't have any
Okay.
alternates right now. We
Okay.
need 2 alternates. And
I was trying to keep track of that and I've lost track because because it has jumped around.
we have no alternates right now.
Okay, good.
So, gentlemen, and we've been putting out the word. I'm fortunate enough to know both of these gentlemen. Bill's a neighbor of mine up on Fox Ridge, and we've had, you and I have had some interaction with some government things over the past few years with the roads and the park and the da, whatever. There's always things to talk about. And, Ernie Betker, I got to know through a lunch group, that meets every Friday. It's a group that is a group of my brother's friends and associates. And we enjoy our time up at the Bass Lake Cheese Factory. And when I was thinking about this, I went, well, geez, man, I'm gonna ask Ernie because you're a very sharp individual and you're here in town, and I ran it by you and ran it by Bill, and they're both ready, willing, and able to come on board and help us as alternates at this point in time. So we'd like to invite you both up and just give us a little bit of your professional background, history, however your work history a little bit, and tell us a little bit about your residency here in the town of St. Joe and why you'd like to be on the committee. So either one of you, just step up. And have you two met? Have you two met? Or- And just press the button on the mic there, Ernie, and
That's it.
that's it.
That's it. First off, Ernie, how do you spell your last name?
Betker.
Better. And your email.
ehbetker@yahoo.com.
Okay,
Well, I'll start by, I'm originally from Winnipeg area in Manitoba. I started with Anderson in Canada, and I got moved to Ohio and then Connecticut, and I retired from there after 35 years. We lived in St. Joseph, opposite the Birch Park Ski Hill back in the 80s. And before I got shipped out to Connecticut with Anderson. And then when we returned after 5 years, I was back in that same house again. And then we moved to North Hudson for a few years because of our kids being in hockey and sports and things. But then we purchased this land where our home is right now in the early 90s from Waldrof's, and built a house there in 2000. And then in 97, we started a vineyard, and we have a commercial vineyard out there that I lease right now because of it's time for me to step back a little bit from these things. But so we've been kind of associated with the St. Joe Township and for many years, and have lived in the township on 2 different occasions. But why do I want to? I guess I'm interested in the town and the Public Works Committee, probably because I'm a little bit of a dirt guy. I grew up on the farm, and being in this running this vineyard, I work with equipment and tractors and all kinds of things. And so I have a kind of a passion or a love for, you know, getting things done and with equipment, machinery and things like that. And so that's kind of my interest. And if I can be of some help to the Public Works Committee, that would be, I mean, that's my reason for wanting to volunteer. And be an alternate, but I do want to ask also, what are the responsibilities of an alternate? I mean, do we attend every meeting or do we just come when there's a need? I mean, what does an alternate mean? To me, it means that you step in when somebody else can't be there, right? I mean, that would be what an alternate is, but do we have the same responsibilities as committee members or, you know, I guess my question is how do you structure this and exactly what are our areas of responsibility?
Good question. Do you want to respond first, Mark?
Yeah.
I'll throw in my 2 cents worth.
It would be nice if you could show up for every meeting. We realize that, you know, we can't always show up for every meeting. Things happen. We don't know if you'll be moved from alternate to active until the meeting starts. I think there are 5 active members
That's correct.
and then 2 alternates. So you get bumped up as needed.
Okay,
Once you get bumped up to being an active member, then you can vote. But if you're just as an alternate, you can't vote while you're an alternate.
Mhm.
Well, no, I'll correct you there. I think you can vote as an alternate if there's not a quorum. If you were sick tonight, we would need an alternate to create a quorum.
Well, okay, yeah, that's what I mean. If the 5 main members, one of the 5 main members is not here, you get bumped up to active member.
Yeah, so
For-
you do,
for that meeting.
you do come into play. I think for me, my experience was coming on board, it's as an alternate member, we certainly don't mind if you sit at the table with us and we have interplay in terms of conversations and discussions. We certainly welcome that when it comes to making motions and voting. If all the members are here, then you don't necessarily vote or make motions, but you're certainly part of the conversation. But as committee members either are absent or leave the committee, then the alternates then would move up into full-time positions, which is what occurred with me
All right.
and same with Les. So I think attending the meetings, no. I mean, none of us are expected to be here all the time. Because you can't be, because life gets in the way sometimes. You're not gonna say, well, we can't take that 2-week vacation because we've got Public Works as an alternate. You wouldn't do that. But I think the importance of being at the meetings as sometimes as mundane as our subject matter can be, it gets you in the flow and you when you do become an active member or you're needed for making motions and voting, you have a better feel for
Understandable.
it. Yeah, so
If the quorum doesn't show up, what happens that evening? Like only 4 members show up.
well, with 5 members, a quorum is 3. Yeah, so if somebody didn't show up tonight, if surprisingly, we would have to, we would have to suspend or call somebody, try to get them in a short period of time, but no, you can't move ahead without a quorum.
Physical presence is required.
No, you can be online. You can be on Zoom. Yes. Yeah. I don't think there's any issues there. It's a good question. Well, Ernie, that's you know.
I don't have anything else to add and so,
You're on Troutbrook Road?
yes,
Okay.
12 Trout Brook. We're on the dirt road side of things over there on the gravel road. And we purchased that land from Waldorf back many, many years ago. So we've been out there for, I don't know, 25, 30 years maybe or something.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, I just really appreciate your willingness to do this. We had been kind of,
Yeah, and once a month is not, no big obligation. I mean, yeah, you may be gone someplace on vacation, but otherwise, you know, we're homebodies and so I'm sure I can make most, if not all the meetings.
well, it'll be good for you. I guess what I've found also is being involved with the Public Works Committee, then you kind of naturally get involved with the town on a whole in terms of the town board. You find yourself maybe a little more involved on that end too. So it's been a good experience for me, and I do appreciate you.
Very good.
You coming in. Bill, you wanna? And stick around, Ernie, because I think we have to make a recommendation after,
No, yeah, I'll just move from
yeah,
the presentation table to.
yep, thank you.
Hot seat?
Bill
Yeah, that's it.
and Bill Murphy. my
Yeah, Bill
neighbor.
Murphy.
Bill Murphy up on Fox Ridge.
That's right, Fox Ridge. So a little bit of my background. I grew up in St. Paul. Actually, have been living in this area for almost 35 years now. So my wife and I moved out here. We have 2 boys. And actually know Mark from about 40 years ago. Mark and I used to work at Sperry or Unisys or whatever the name was at the time. And I knew Mark lived out here. But you know, just coincidentally, when we were looking to move out of the Como Park area when we first got married, I really enjoyed this area when I was growing up because I had friends out here. So I came out here and, you know, looked around and found some property, as you know, right down the road from you.
Yeah.
How many years you say you've been here?
About 33.
33?
Yeah, 33 years, something like that, 34. I think it was 91
Okay,
is when we built.
you have to excuse me. I'm not, I was a fast writer,
Yeah.
so I interrupt sometimes to catch that.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, we've been here over 30 years. Love the area. And as far as my professional career, it's been primarily IT focused. For a number of years, been an employee at companies. I gave that up probably 12, 15 years ago. Went in consulting, so I've been consulting ever since. So I'm still doing it. So I enjoy it. I will probably continue to work for some time until I don't enjoy it anymore. But my interest in this, and Jeff, first of all, thanks for reaching out.
You're welcome.
That was kind of a good surprise, and much like you know, I've kind of been thinking in the back of my head, it'd be a great opportunity, you know, to get involved in a committee outside of the board itself and just kind of get more involved in the community. Public Works is kind of an interest of mine. The other committees look at it. Public Works is probably more of an interest of mine, just to make sure it's that infrastructure thing, right? Make sure the infrastructure is working well.
Mhm.
So, and Jeff, you know, like you mentioned, you know, we've had some interactions before on the park and the road and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually surprised you reached out to me because, you know, I can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes in the board, so. But.
Sometimes you gotta be a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Get things done.
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, that's what I can bring. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna let stupid things go, right?
Mhm.
And I'll express my opinion and I'll have a voice, you know, and defend what's right and what's, you know, makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm coming from in my story. So,
Very good.
you know, want to consider to have me as an alternate, that'd be great.
Great. Well, thanks, Bill. Anybody got any questions for Bill? Okay, well, I'm gonna make a motion that we recommend to the board that both Bill and Ernie be appointed as alternate I'll go with Bill, alternate number one, because I spoke with you first, and Ernie, alternate number two for the Public Works Committee.
I will second that.
I would like that, and then amended, I would like that on the agenda for Thursday. There's no need to carry that through for another month.
Right.
Based on your interviews, great interviews, guys, and I look forward to having you both on the committee so we can kind of get past this little deficiency we've had, and I think you'll enjoy the experience you'll have going forward. So
Motion's been made, we need to vote.
all in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye. Motion carried. Thanks, guys.
Like they told me when I got involved. If you wanna come and be here. You can put everything forward. But if there's 5 others, can't vote, that's the only thing.
Right.
But you can interject, you can.
Express an opinion.
Express your opinion, you can talk about things.
You can make suggestions for motions to be made. You just can't.
Vote.
Robert's rules.
Oh,
right.
Do it.
Bill, for some reason, I don't have your email address.
That's an easy one. Bill Murphy, US at yahoo.com.
Bill Murphy, US, all run together
Bill Murphy, US all together. Yep.
at Yahoo.
At Yahoo.
Yeah, we can have a discussion.
I was just had a question.
Yeah.
On Thursday now, does the board vote on accepting us as alternates?
Apparently, that's the
Yep.
That's the way it
that's
goes.
the first.
Teresa's gonna see my name and go.
Teresa's fine.
If
I don't-
there are some minimum times to get things on the agenda. Hopefully, all of this will get on the agenda and I will push them on it tomorrow.
Well, it's crucial because we don't have any alternates and,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, if one of us had been out tonight, there would not have been a Public Works Committee meeting. So
Yeah,
I think it's very important that they take what little time is needed to make that vote. You know, we've done the interviewing. We're very happy with both of their backgrounds and desires to be on the committee, so it shouldn't be something that gets set aside, in my opinion.
Pretty cold next month, I'm not gonna be here. On fishing.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be,
Open sea.
unfortunately, I'm not gonna be here either. Except That's the one time.
See why we need
Plan,
alternates?
yeah.
This is why we need alternates, because even the alternates can't be alternates
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah, no, so good. I'm really glad you guys agreed and you came over and I'm very happy about that, so.
Good.
All right, and you're welcome to stay or go, whatever you want to do. This
Oh, we'll stay.
Okay. All right, so that's number 11. Now we're moving on to number 5. Setting speed limits on 150th Avenue. Note that this would need to be coordinated with the town of Somerset. And Les, you kind of brought this forward. I don't have any working knowledge or opinions on this. So.
I measured it today. From the Richmond, when you're coming west on 150, from the town of Richmond, St. Joe line. It's
Is
a
it-
mile and 2/10. Down to where by Bass Lake, where the town of Somerset has the speed limit set at 25. So it's a mile.
Are you talking east of the lake right now?
Yes.
Okay.
you said 1.2 miles.
It's 1.2 miles from the township line coming west toward Bass Lake.
Okay,
And that's where Somerset has the speed limit set at 25, going through the S curve at Bass Lake. And the only reason I've been here 8 years now. But it's not the amount of traffic that bothers me. It's the speed that people are traveling because of the big housing developments in the town of Richmond that come west. And it's a free-for-all. And then
Are you
there's a-
talking about that housing development that's on the other side of 95th Street? Is it?
Well, there's the one right off of there's two different cul-de-sacs off of 150th to the south that has houses in.
I see. Oh, is that Richmond there?
That's Richmond also.
Okay, and then the one across, then, so there's two of them. It looks like a,
And then you got the one on the other side of 95th.
yeah,
That one itself has over 100 houses since we moved in here.
yeah, those are
The
big. I
one
mean,
east
look
of
at that.
95th.
These two right here.
But anyway,
This,
yeah.
this one here,
in the
and this
morning
one, and here's one.
and in the evening, going to work and coming home from work. Sometimes it can be, and then you got the same people turn around and grab their truck and their boat and go down to the lake. It's very busy throughout spring and summer and fall. And there's a lot of people, mothers with children, with carriages. They walk to the lake and back, little kids on small bikes that aren't paying attention, walkers.
Hmm.
And I said earlier, there's bike pelotons that they like that area down past the lake. I don't know if it's because of the scenic. But there is a lot of bicycle traffic with 25 to 30 people in groups. But, there's been some very close calls right in front of my house. Because in front of my house at 877, there's probably a half-mile straight stretch. And people tend to see how fast they can go.
So how much of the road is in St. Joe's to the lake? A mile and what?
It's a mile and 2/10.
Mile and 2/10.
From the
And
Richmond Township line down to where Somerset has their 25-mile speed limit. Down by Bass Lake. And I figured if it goes forward, there's really only a need for like 4 speed limit signs. One going west, right at the township line. And one going each direction at 85th Street. And then one down by the 25-mile speed zone. When you're coming east, you'll put a 45 right across from the 25. As you're going east, you're coming out of a 25 already. And like I said, it's not the amount of traffic. It's the people that are flying sky high.
so they're on their way to work. They're running over across the top of Bass Lake to V, right? They're getting they're trying to access V.
A lot of them-
I mean, I.
A lot of them come out of development and turn on 85th. And cut down to, what is it, A?
Well, 140th and eventually down to A, yeah.
But a lot of them shoot right on out to I and either go to Somerset or go south.
So right now, the only speed limit sign is
There's no speed limit sign other than the 25 down at Somerset, where you're going into the curve by the lake.
be- heading east
As
before
you
the
would be
lake?
While you'd be heading west. There is no.
Oh,
Coming off of 95th in the town of Richmond, there is no speed limit sign till you get down by the lake.
so that's kind of, you get away from those developments and there between the lake, that's out kind of open country, right? What's your idea in terms of the speed limit?
Just to
I mean, what speed?
45 is just something that, because if it's not posted, it's supposedly considered 55.
Yep.
And if you go into Richmond, they've got, most of their roads are posted at 45. But that little section of 150th, which is only half a mile, 3/4 from 95th to where the township line is, there's nothing. There's no posting on the town of Richmond whatsoever.
So the default, what you're saying is that in that area where you want some damp down the speed,
Just to-
the default is 55. And so this has come up before, when we talk about changing speed limits. You're only allowed to change the speed limit by so much a township. And if you go beyond that, then you have to do a speed study and those cost $7,000 or some ridiculous amount of money. And I've never heard of us doing a speed study in my time here.
Well,
Correct? And I don't
there's
know
two
what,
parts.
I don't know what the differential is. You probably.
I will, and I will put our traffic counter out there within the next couple days.
Perfect.
And that does a speed study, but that's not a speed study acceptable to WSDOT for like taking it down to 25 miles an hour. But
He
my
doesn't want
understanding,
to take it to 20.
yeah, my understanding is that the town can reduce speed to 45 without doing
Well, they can
an
reduce
official
it by
study.
10 miles.
Yeah,
Because last summer, Somerset changed down by the lake. It went from 35 to 25, and there was never a study. Because I drive that road almost every day. And there was never a counter or anything done. They just dropped it to 10 miles, which they're allowed to do. They went from 35 to 25. Down by the lake. And that makes sense.
yeah.
Because that corner is pretty narrow and sometimes there's people fishing off the shoulder on both sides.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Well, the first step is to do our own traffic study. And I will start that this week.
I'll make a motion that we do we need a motion to do that?
Not
No?
at this point.
Okay, so
Not
I
at this
think,
point.
I think we need to see the results of that, and then the second part of this deal would be, Somerset's already got a sign up there, so who's gonna, if we decide we wanna put 45 mile an hour up there, who's gonna do it? Is it gonna be us or Somerset?
I imagine it's a joint road. The Somerset is on the north side of 150th, St. Joe is on the south.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about how that would work, but I think we get the speed study done first. Does that make sense?
Somerset's already down to 25 on their section. It's doubtful that they're gonna.
Oh, is that part of the road completely in Somerset then? That's
Yes.
their road where
As
they
soon
put
as
it
it
in,
hits
it's not
Bass
the
Lake,
shared part? 150th is kind of a defining borderline between, in spots,
and then
just
you-
in spots.
As you go around the lake, when you get past the boat landing, it's actually 153rd, which is all Somerset.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it goes
Okay.
through the narrows there and then
Yeah.
it jogs north, so it's out of our.
Because of the
area.
drought, it becomes all Somerset Road down by the lake.
Well, I think it sounds like it's needed, if. Some people don't obey speed limit signs, but
Well-
at least you're making an effort.
Signs out there doesn't mean you're gonna slow the traffic.
And we get no enforcement up here, little or no enforcement.
Like I told Chris, I'd be willing to pay for the forced speed limit signs. I've been-
Well, we'll
I've
make a
been-
note of that, Mark.
I can't say that.
Speeders flying past.
I get you. Okay, so we'll do we'll do a traffic count and a speed analysis. And we'll get a really good spreadsheet on that.
So
Spreadsheet, fancy graphs, pictures and things.
with one counter, does it actually configure the speed from tire to tire or?
Two hoses.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. You had two hoses
Are you
Yeah.
home during the day?
almost all the
You
time.
should go out and set it with him and
I'll show you.
he taught me, I'm trained in.
Just call me and let me know when you're
Okay. What's your phone number?
608 220 2384.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to number 6, the bollards around the well in the upper parking lot. I haven't looked at that. What,
All right,
this is your deal, right?
this is my deal again. Another one. The advantage of being secretary for this committee is I get put stuff on the agenda. A couple of years ago, we were trying to, or I was trying to get a yard hydrant up there for the public works employees to be able to wash the tractor because it gets filthy when you're out mowing. Apparently they can't put that in because it's too close to the well. So they have hoses that they can hook up to the,
Well, because of the saturation.
I think it's just too much pressure that close to the well. But that wellhead is sitting up there totally unprotected. And I would like to see some bollards around it, so somebody doesn't drive a truck into it.
Well, they could actually, you put the four or even 3 bollards and put C-channel connecting the 3. 3 would be enough.
Three would be enough, yeah, because the other
You
side.
wouldn't have to go
is
with the
down
4th
hill.
one, but you put C-channel connecting to the bollard.
Yes,
I've seen that.
I think you should make a motion.
I will make a motion on that, just a moment, I got. The upper parking lot. Yeah, up there is, that's the Public Works building. Yeah, that's the newer well, that well went in when we expanded the fire station
That services this building
and it services this building.
and most importantly, the fire department. Don't want the fire department to be out of water because somebody hit the wellhead, right?
So if you make
Yeah.
a motion, I second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion to install bollards around the well in the upper parking lot.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. You know, it seems like our meetings are so tight together, Public Works and Town Board. And that, some of this stuff comes up,
So is it like that every month? First Tuesday, first Thursday?
No, wait a minute, no. Town board is second Thursday,
oh, it's not this Tuesday?
so
Or
it
this
won't be,
Thursday?
Yeah, it'll be this week. That's
So
the second.
sometimes it's this tight,
yeah,
This week,
sometimes
this
it's.
but more often than not, you've got more leeway to
Yeah.
get this stuff to the board.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, moving on to number 7, request to the town board to have all future subdivision road plans submitted to the Public Works Committee for review.
I have talked to Teresa about this. And she is in favor of it. Once again, we just need a motion to the town board.
I'll make a motion to request to the town board to have all future subdivision road plans submitted to the Public Works Committee for review. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's passed. I think it was, and then it kind of fell off and now we want to bring it back,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, Laurie said it was at one time. It's who knows how long ago. So it's a procedural thing for
Yeah, I mean,
the clerks.
I think process and procedure is just as important, tuning in and working on our processes and procedures is as important as the work we recommend to the board as well. So, we have made a few changes, like we moved public comment up to the front instead of, it used to be on the very end. Move it up so people don't have to wait. Just whatever. Okay, so traffic studies, you're going to do 150th, right?
Yes.
Mark? Is there any other roads that need to be
I don't know.
paid attention to? Do we
If you
want to
got-
do you want to go down and throw one on Scott Road?
I will.
I mean, that's a big project, just FYI, the estimate on that's almost, if it's a full reconstruct. So there's a full reconstruct where they dig down and take out, they put a whole new basin, it's deep, with what they did up on Fox Ridge. And then there's a mill and overlay where they just grind it up compact it, maybe bring in a little material and then they
I will
repave
send
it.
you guys the traffic study that I did last year on Scott Road while that was the official detour.
Was it the official or was it unofficial? I thought the.
I'm
official-
sorry. Yes,
It was
that
unofficial.
was the unofficial because
Yes.
county can't force traffic onto a town road. So the official detour went out
Yep,
to-
all the way around.
to Roberts. Okay. Because there's nothing in between, all the way up to 65 and back, but there were 4,000 cars an hour.
It was
something like
crazy.
that. During commuting times, it was nuts.
Yeah, that was huge.
I know it was busy.
Yeah.
So I think in anticipation of anything happening with a coordination with Hudson, that'd be good information to have
I'm thinking we did it last year.
without the detour.
Yeah.
You want to dig that up and see if you got
I
it?
Well, no, we did it with last year with the detour. I think it would be nice to do this year. It's going to depend on what the construction schedule is.
Well, I kind of meant as in terms of a motivation to get involved with this deal if we're gonna do it.
I'll put that on my list though. If you guys know of any other roads.
Not that I can think of.
That was probably 3 years ago. I did Trout Brook Road. Including the gravel side. Gravel section. And when we did this up on, forget what road it was, but the people that live there said the traffic slows down noticeably when they go across those hoses. People see them come up and they slow down.
Oh.
About signage. At one point, somewhere it was talked about new fire number sign. There would be two
Yeah.
lighted. What has become of that?
Right now, you can order one if you like. At some point,
Why would we?
I'm not
want-
talking official here, but at some point, it's possible that the town may require replacement of the old signs. That's not an official,
I just remember that there was.
Why would you need a double, why would you need a double-sided sign?
because they sit out like flags now. Instead of the
Oh,
flag
they're
that
not-
you see on one
oh,
side,
oh,
the new
you-
ones sit out.
Well, they would have to be double-sided.
And they're perpendicular to the road instead of.
Yeah.
parallel.
Oh, I see. I didn't
So
know
they're-
that.
they're-
Oh, okay. Oh,
So anybody in the town right now has the option of ordering a new sign. And paying for it themselves.
Oh, really? How much are they? What? For a fire number?
But that's a special paint so that it lasts.
It's printed on, it's a vinyl film.
Well, reflective. It's got reflective material in it.
Yeah.
Reflective paint.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh,
Yours would be Schmidt. Yeah. Okay, so no, you want to tell us we're officially on street signs?
yeah, well, yeah, we moved on and any signage issues, 9.1, street signs at 24th and 146. We discussed this at the last meeting and my impression, and I did talk with Chris Marshall on the phone about that, is we just leave it the way it is. It sounds way too complicated to go in and make changes. That's my impression from our last meeting. That we were going to discuss it further, but I don't think there was anything to discuss on those two spots.
I'm bringing this back up, and this is another one I've talked with Teresa on. There is a house or a lot, one of those new lots back there has
In the
been sold.
cul-de-sac?
in the cul-de-sac.
Mhm.
One lot has been sold to an adjoining existing landowner. There's another one that has been sold. I don't know if they started building on it yet, but it has the 146th Avenue address on it,
Mhm,
and there's 2 lots still for sale.
mhm.
So my solution, once again, I ran this past Teresa, she likes the idea, is put a sign up there at the end of the stub road, the beginning of the stub road, saying it's 146th Avenue, and then a sign underneath that says 1465 through 1467 24th Street also are down that lane, down that road.
So you're not changing the existing addresses and adding
Not changing
24th
anything.
Street?
We are strictly putting up a directional or a street sign that gives the directions to the houses.
An informational sign.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
this is what it is.
it makes sense.
That's why I showed you the other one for Fox Ridge. Oh, so you guys are aware. On 24th Street, we have a stub road. County screwed up, never gave it a name. So some people built off of that road, and they have the driveways off of that road.
Oh, here it is.
It's on. So people built off that road, they have the driveways off of that road, off of the stub road. And their official addresses are still 24th Street.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
So now at the end of the road, the landowner put in a cul-de-sac, and there's 4 new lots off the end of that road. The county, in their infinite wisdom, didn't call it 24th Street Court or anything like that. I discovered this up doing one.
Here, it's this little section right here. There's a cul-de-sac.
Uh-huh.
And then there's 4.
And there's, yeah, and they.
4 lots.
Yeah, they created some lots there.
Huh.
Those new lots are 146th Avenue.
Hmm.
So,
And these are streets and these are avenues,
Yeah.
right? And my idea was call it 124th Court.
it should
But
be
that
124th Court, but the county's already made a decision on that and put it into their GIS. So here's my solution, a sign at the intersection of 24th and 146th.
Yeah.
140, it's officially 146th Avenue. These addresses on 24th Street are down that street.
Okay.
So, by the same. Along the same lines. I showed this to Jack before. Fox Ridge Trail. Because that was screwed up when it was built.
Yeah.
Fox Ridge Trail comes in and it splits.
Forks, yeah.
One should be a court. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So. Bill lives on this street. That's
Oh,
all I'm
yeah.
showing it to you.
Yeah.
So we put a sign.
Me
in
too.
On the Comanche,
Yeah.
except they're on different parts of it.
Okay.
Put a sign in at the corner where it splits. Pointing to the 2 different addresses.
No, that's a good idea. Maybe that'll cut down on the number of traffic that I get coming down that loop all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, you get,
You
you,
get that
you
too?
feel, well, we don't get that much traffic to begin with, but
Wow.
but yeah, I suppose it would make sense because it's confusing.
Yeah.
To new vendors or somebody that's never been there before, a new
Yeah.
visitor to a
Yeah,
home, it is confusing.
Yeah, I got the 2 houses going up there, so there's a lot of construction people coming in around now too, so. A lot of Minnesota plates too.
You need a motion on that?
Yes, I will make a motion. I make a motion that we add signs. On 24th Street.
We'll do single motions on each road. if you
Yeah.
Want to do, okay.
24th Street at 146th Avenue.
At 146.
showing 146th. Plus houses. Houses of 24th Street.
Yeah, it's per your design.
Yeah. Okay. So who wants to, I've made the motion, who seconded it?
I'll second it. All, motion's made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
motion carried. Fox Ridge motion,
Okay. I make a motion. On Fox Ridge Trail. See. To point two addresses on each leg.
placed.
Place. Place at the split. Actually, place behind stop sign on the split.
Hmm. Possibly, or right directly across the street. You know, that it makes sense to have it.
But that's the thing, when they come in. They're gonna see if they're looking at it. If it's,
Here's the stop sign. What if you just put it right there? You know what I mean? Put it right here. Cause that's where people are gonna get. Wonder where to go. And then that doesn't.
you know, see, I was thinking just putting it. Here a little, so it's up, there's a little bit of a hill there.
Yeah, he's got all sorts of, he's got cedar trees lining this
Oh,
pretty
okay.
tight.
Okay,
And this is wide open and it's like,
okay,
that, to me.
because
makes
that
sense.
affects which way the arrows point on the signs, but yes.
But I think just to be placed at the intersection is fine.
A few more big fancy houses up there and have a great home.
Ever finish them?
And,
Is that motion been made? Do you need a second or
oh, I need a second.
second? Motion's made and seconded. All in favor?
All right,
Aye. Okay, so we got the two signs, one at 24th and Fox Ridge Trail.
this is why it's screw ups like this. Is why I'm pushing to have our committee review any new roads coming in.
Great
So we
idea.
can Keep
Mhm.
keep this
Headed off at the
crap
pass.
from happening.
Item number 10, discussion of tractor and mower equipment replacement. Chris Marshall, who is in charge of all that, is not here today. I do want to add though, oh, never mind, we've got it down here a little further. Okay. We'll move on to general maintenance, completion of work orders. I know that Todd and Schmidt and everybody is, Teresa has issued the work orders and I don't know how far down the list, but it's early in the season, so I know that they're being completed as soon as they can be. Tractor and equipment maintenance, tractor's sitting up in front of the shed, so it must be fixed and ready to ready to
Yeah.
roll, I'm assuming.
The spot in the shed where the tractor should be,
Full of,
it has a large
Furniture?
generator for the new town hall.
and furniture, or maybe they moved the furniture in.
Furniture's kind of pushed off to the
Okay.
side.
So we've got a okay, so it's being used as storage. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's the new backup generator that will be put down here.
Yeah. yeah.
Is that for both buildings? I assume it would be
No.
wired in just the.
No,
new
this
one.
building has its own,
Oh, I got you. Okay.
at least the fire department side. Cause I don't,
Okay, seasonal maintenance. Really nothing, nothing has, started up quite yet. I mean, the work orders are being done, but there's no weeds to mow yet. Pothole repair, I'm not sure, that on our part of the road inspection, there were the only bad potholes. There were two big potholes on Rolling Hills. Have they gotten to those yet?
I don't, Teresa has the sheet that you filled out. She has my spreadsheet. She made work orders on them.
Yeah.
I know the work orders have gone out to Todd.
Okay, I mean, they're not horrible, but they're probably the two largest potholes that I noticed. Shoulder repair, outside
That
of
was on,
that. Hmm?
that was on the list too,
Mhm.
shoulder repair.
Shoulder repair, I got that little spot on Fox Ridge, but, everything else has been notated in the road. Inspection, gravel road maintenance is scheduled. Have they done your road yet? You probably got the biggest gravel road in town there, isn't it? Trout Brook?
Yes,
Yeah. Weed removal, and spraying, Chris Marshall told me today that that's been ordered and it will start in 2 weeks. So
oh, okay.
just so you guys are aware. He's from down Menominee. Menominee, yep. For Control is the name of the company. This company was spraying, what's the nasty stuff? Huh? No. Well, this For Control would come and spray our, what's the real poisonous stuff? The weed, I can't think of the name of it.
Oh,
It's in the ditches, and if you get it on you and the sunlight hits you, it's not good.
Oh, that's the,
yeah, none of us have had to think about it since last summer.
I know what you're talking about.
It's just a collective senior moment here.
It's really wicked down in Columbia County, right?
Anyway, yeah, and it's under control here, but anyway, that's what they focused on and a few others, but they've also last year came and did a presentation of a spray they lay down that is, it slows the growth of the grass. And, doesn't kill it, it just slows it, so there's no real need to mow.
Weed is parsnip.
Parsnip.
Wild parsnips.
Wild parsnip, yeah, that's nasty.
We always call it parsnip. It's what it would do to you if you got that acid. It's the same kind of stuff that's in the oil that's in poison ivy.
Mm,
It's actually worse than poison.
but it also needs to have the sun. Yeah, anyway, so, that's gonna start in 2 weeks, and they're knocking down or, subsiding the grass growth on many of our major roads that we would normally plow several times, or not plow, but cut several times a year. So that's really saving on our, it's very cost effective in terms of the cost of, mowing. And tractor mowing, it's not the season yet. We need to review our bills. Next is a review of bills and expenditures from the previous month. March 14th to April 10th. So every year Tuma goes up and when we put the road restrictions on, they go put them up, and when the road restrictions come down, they take them down. That's $887.
Every town road that comes off of a county road gets a sign. It's a lot of signs. Those are old signs. That's just the putting up and taking down.
I see Rick didn't donate his road inspection time. Where is his
Oh.
road inspection mileage?
Oh, okay.
I don't see.
Oh, he did.
Huh?
He did. Oh, he didn't donate it. Oh.
I was just joking. For him.
Yeah, but he's not here to rib him about it.
I don't see anything on that, and then we'll review the expenses to date versus budget.
All your snow plowing budget. Did they get you?
I can ask Teresa about that. I'm sure they'll find some place to spend it.
I'm sure.
You know, that one winter storm, not this year, but the year before, when all those trees got damaged and went down, that pretty, and we didn't have any snow before that, so we had an excess, and then that just ate it up, so. It only takes one little swipe of nature to. I don't see anything that I need to discuss on either one of these sheets. Anybody else? I, correct. I mean, it's all town money, so we.
We make recommendations to the board
Yeah,
and they either approve or not. They
Yeah.
either spend or not.
Yeah.
They do most of what we request.
okay, so for follow-up items for the town board agenda, we're gonna do the Scott Road deal. We're going to do the, what was the other one? The traffic
Good.
count.
211,
No,
item
no.
4, item 5, item 6, item 7.
You got it? Okay. Any items for the next public
And-
work?
And 9
Okay.
signs.
Any items for the next public works that you can think of?
I don't think we have anything new.
Any ideas in the room? No? The date for the next Public Works Committee meeting will be June 3rd. Am I correct on that?
Yes,
I'll take a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion with adjourn.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 7:24. Mr. Secretary.
Got it. That's the hardest thing to remember to put down is the time of adjournment. I'm usually so happy that it's over. That I forget to put down the time.
So. Huh? Yeah, I didn't think it'd go this long, so.
If it wouldn't have,
Yeah, that's pretty normal. I mean, I've seen them as short as a half an hour, 45 minutes, but. Maybe maybe,
it wasn't for all the stuff I added.
yeah.
He's the chair.
I am the chair. Last I heard, I was the interim chair, but I think maybe at this board meeting, maybe they will make it more official.
Yeah,
No, I'm sorry.
yeah, because
I am the
committee appointments are up at this meeting. There's
Yeah,
this
so
board meeting.
I'm assuming I'll continue on.
Just an item of note for you guys, do not say the word township. We are a town.
This is the town of St.
Mi-
Joseph.
Minnesota has townships. About 1990, Wisconsin changed all townships to towns. That towns are the local lowest form of government. Other than the spelling, I don't know that it changed a whole lot.
Well, I thank you guys again for coming in and, I'm planning on going to the board meeting for some of this stuff on Thursdays. Keep an eye on it. I'm sure they'll make it official. It'll be great. Okay. No, you don't, only if you want to be.
Oh,
But
For
for
you.
you,
yeah.
would probably would.
Before you guys leave, we need to take all the microphones, put them over here. Rick usually does this.
Take the battery out, flip them over, see the battery, Ernie?